Hi guys. Couple of quick updates today. I just thought we'll roll everything into one quick video so I can tell you what's going on and what we're working on. So first up, it's not been my most productive couple of weeks because I did have my first holiday for quite a long time. Spent a week on Spain. And on top of that, I realized that Spain's quite warm and Scotland's quite cold. So while I was there, I started making arrangements to pack up my place here in Scotland, and I'm moving back to Spain. We're going to Spain for at least maybe a month or two, maybe longer. I haven't really got much of a set plan, and then I'm probably just going to travel maybe around the UK for a while. We'll see. So that's taking some time. Side note, if anyone is in Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, it's one of the big nomad hotspots for Europe, drop me a message. I spent about 6-7 months there before, and I'm going to be back within the next couple of weeks. So yeah. Related to that, you might now notice we are on a Mac. It is because I snapped my laptop when I was coming through the airport. I've been on Windows since like Windows 95, so it's taking a bit of time to get used to working with the Mac as well, but I am liking it. Okay, so updates work-wise. Couple of days ago, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine and I realized that I have about 14, maybe 15 active sites in the portfolio. This is too much. And I even said this. On that same day, I did buy another website. That's a bad plan. I have far too many. I need to cut back. But we spent about $7,000 on the site. That includes an agency who's going to produce a lot of content to start with. I'm earmarking another $3,000 because the reason I bought the site is I wanted another KGR case study. I ran one of these a while ago, and although a lot of people kind of disagree about KGR, but I've had a lot of success with that and variations of that, and I wanted to put out a site that I can probably just reveal and say, look, this is what I see with it. And I wanted to also run a site with Amazon, which I don't actually do that much with. And on top of all that, my mum actually has a personal interest in this niche. So this weekend, I actually got my first experience of the niche. We went away. We got a lot of images and video we're going to do a YouTube channel for the niche. She spends a lot of personal time doing it, and she has friends who are really, really into it. So the upshot is I can give them a bit of money. It gives them a wee kind of side hustle, and I get good hobbyist content for that niche. So we can go above and beyond the usual affiliate site and have some actual people who know about the topic talk about it. So yeah, I shouldn't be doing another site, but it's mostly outsourced. That site will be building up over the next couple of months, and I won't look at it for at least maybe 6 months or so. And eventually we're going to turn that into a KGR study when we add a bit of affiliate content to it way down the line. So as for the case studies we are currently working on, first up, the micro niche site. This is the small site we started right before I went to Spain a couple of weeks ago. So far, we have good news and bad news. The good news, Bing, Yahoo, and DuckDuckGo love the site. They have ranked it on the first page for a whole bunch of the keywords, including some of the bigger ones. That gets us some traffic already from the users, and that's where the great news is. It works. We are the best site to serve that niche, I think. Most users are doing about 2 to 3 pages on the site. The bounce rate is really low. They're spending a lot of time on the pages, and we're getting about 30% opt-in rate through the funnel. For a first draft, that is fantastic. And if that keeps up and Google ranks us, that site should be an easy cash flow. The downside is Google is slower to index and rank you than Bing and Yahoo, but the index rate has been so slow. We had the homepage index pretty quickly, but most of the other content hasn't even got anywhere. I think only last night it's indexed another 3 pages, and we're ranking like page 5 or page 6 for some long tails here and there, but super slow. Google's not the only one that's slow. I've been slow in producing the YouTube channel for that niche. We had the voiceover artist do the work a few weeks ago now. I'm talking to an editor. I'm going to just try and get someone else to handle it because I want it done, but because the site is performing so well for the on-site metrics, I don't want to have the channel rushed. I want it to be a good quality video as well. So we're doing about, I think it's 10 videos or so, and we're hoping to have that done in the next couple of weeks. I wanted it done sooner, but it's just one of those things. Too many projects at once has its downsides. So overall good. I'm happy with where it's at, but it's going to be a while before we see what YouTube makes of it. Next up is the age domain. Everything we publish there is indexed within hours. Some of it ranks page 1, page 2 within days. And again, I'm on the Mac today. I'm still getting used to it. So I don't actually have charts on OBS yet to show you, but everything is growing. The site's doing really well. On top of that, I have good reason to believe that the EPMV for that niche is going to be really good once we add display ads to it. And that is, I think, the plan. On top of that, I found that there's a potentially very underserved affiliate subtopic for that niche that we could get a lot of residual income from. So I'm potentially going to add some affiliate stuff to that site. Usually, based on the growth we're getting, this is the point where I'm putting my foot down on the gas for that site. I will drop other projects and focus just on that. I think I've had a problem doing it with this site, and part of that is because I've exposed this site to more people than I usually would. And I think my plan for it is I'm going to reveal it here on the channel, or maybe flip it and reveal it a little bit down the line. I'm not really sure yet, but it's just, normally I work on sites that I kind of plan to hold on to for a while. And I've had it makes it a wee bit different to kind of find my focus to want to commit to it. But that's just something I have to get over. I do need to spend more time, or at least outsource more on that site. It's the kind of niche where I can probably get some very good content very cheap. I just need to kind of take some time to find a good writer for it, if nothing else, because that site has a lot of potential growth to it and I need to focus on it more. So hopefully a little down the line, we're going to have a proper update for it. I do want to talk more about it because it's an interesting site, I think. And yeah, so we'll come back to that one. The AI content case study, doing very well. Again, we're not letting the AI write its own content. I've seen it threaten readers, and more recently, I've seen it give some very, very questionable financial advice. I'm working on another video where I'm kind of going over how I'm working with freelance writers and the AI content. Site 1, I think we put something like 250,000 words together. We're now slowing down production for that. The growth it's pretty steady. It's great for a new site. The on-site metrics there, I think we're like 15% bounce rate, and we're working on reducing that. I think there's a rough funnel in for that one as well. We're getting some clicks on affiliate projects and things. Overall, really happy with how that's going. But now we're kind of scaling back the production, and we're doing maybe a post a week or so just to kind of keep the site ticking over. Sites 3 and sites 4 have been the focus. These are existing sites. If you're publishing content to existing sites with backlinks and authority and topic of relevance, content tends to rank faster, so we can kind of get some results quicker. It's still SEO though, which means it's still going to be probably months before we see, if you've ever done a content push on a content site, any work I do today is probably going to be reflected like in summer. So it's still going to be a while off before we get meaningful results, but in general, things are going well. Some niches do take more time than others. They just take more editing or more fact checking, kind of just depends. And the site we're working on just now, which I think is site 3, takes probably 3 times as much work as site 1 took. So it's still faster than producing it from hand entirely, but it is taking more work. I think we've produced about 100,000 words, maybe a wee bit more over the last couple of weeks. I'm working on scaling that up. I've had to invest in a lot of different places. We've bought that new site, which comes out of my budget for content outsourcing this month, but I do want to work on scaling this out to more writers. I'm still working on refining the process of getting the writer not just to let the AI tool. If you try and outsource AI content writing, you'll be not surprised. Writers will just keep on letting the AI generate content, and you wind up with some, I won't get into it here. We'll do a proper video on that, but it becomes a bit of a nightmare. But overall going well, and that's been the majority of our focus recently. Lastly, we have the Faceless YouTube channel. This is the real flop for the month. I have other YouTube channels that have revenue. They've been growing for a while, and one of them recently took another hockey stick in growth. So I've been working on scaling it further. And for this case study, I produced a lot of videos actually before I went to Spain, and I just didn't get around to publishing them. So the channel has sat pretty dead for the last couple of weeks. And especially with a new channel, you can't really do that. The analytics just completely flatline. So not great. So I am going to publish those videos probably this week just to see if the channel picks up again. Longer term, without getting into it, my travel plans might screw with that channel because it's a non-traditional faceless channel. I can't really outsource it that easily. And me being on the move, living out of a backpack, makes that channel hard to record for. So the one you're watching just now won't be going anywhere. I'm bringing this camera. I'm probably bringing this mic. So I'll keep posting. You'll just probably see me in Spain, I guess. The other one, I probably can't produce content for it that easily. My girlfriend has a thing called a career, which isn't contagious, thankfully, but it does mean she might need to spend some more time back in the UK. So I might come to and from, and maybe if the channel does well over the next month or so, we will record some content when we're back in the UK and just stockpile it up. I'll see how it goes. If that doesn't work, what I'm just going to do is ditch that channel entirely. Just call it a lost cause. And I'll do a case study for a more traditional faceless channel that I can outsource everything for. That might make more sense just because it's what the majority of people would do. Paying for the content and the voiceover and the editing is what, I'll see how it goes. I have been planning to do another channel anyway, just when I find the time. And the fact that I'm just going back to traveling might mean that it makes more sense to do it now. But I'll do a proper update with that one a few weeks down the line once we publish some videos, and we'll see how the analytics are doing. So I think that's it. Overall, super busy, loads of projects going on, lots of changes in the life as well. If anybody wants to come and pack up my flat for me, I'd appreciate it. Any questions, comments, section below on YouTube, best place to find me. Again, if anyone's in Las Palmas in the next couple of weeks, let me know. And we will have some proper updates for the case studies in maybe a couple of weeks once I've kind of sat with the analytics and things have kind of, I want to get more focused on some of these projects. I maybe want to scale back on some of the YouTube stuff. I want to focus on the age domain because it's doing really well and it has a lot of potential. And we have, I think, 2 more AI sites that I kind of want to work on that will be similar to site 1 that we can produce a lot of content for very quickly. So anyway, we'll talk about them further down the line. Thanks for watching.